So, here we are, Agent Thornton.
Guess you can go home again.
If by home you mean prison. Mr. Westridge first spoke to you in this room, didn't he?
Interrogated, actually. It's a really dull conversation.
When he asked you why you volunteered for Alpha Protocol, do you remember what you told him?
I want to serve my country.
And you think by being assigned here is the best way to do that?
Give me a mission and I'll prove it.
Was it all you expected, Mike? Looking back, was it all worth it now? You'll have to excuse me, but I asked for this next part to be recorded for posterity. I wanted to make sure it's captured perfectly. All right, Thornton. I think you misunderstand me. You see, I'm not here to gloat. I'm here to offer you a deal.
I'm not giving up the film footage, see?
I don't care, Mike. That's a separate appointment in my calendar. Right now, we're discussing you and Halbech.
What are you talking about?
If you stay here, it isn't going to turn out well for you. The best you could have hoped for was to be captured by Alpha Protocol. Then they can erase you quietly. To me, that seems like a waste of talent.
Really?
Really? Do you know why I used you in the first place?
I'm all ears.
Because I recognize an asset when I see it. That is the reason Halbech is where it is today, and why our numbers are so high. It's also why Mr. Marburg chose to work for me. It's because I recognize value, and I reward loyalty.
You're offering me a job.
Mike, you already work for me. I just like to make it official. We have an excellent insurance package.
What makes you think I'd even consider that?
Because you can't go back. You found out too much. You know where all the embarrassing little connections are. That makes you a good agent, but a rather large liability. Me, I have a different perspective on the situation. I know what you did needed to be done to achieve results. It's a rare quality to find someone willing to think outside the box.
Nice poetry. You rehearsed that?
It's been on my mind. This was the same talk Marburg and I had a long time ago, although I didn't know his agency connection when I hired him. You're a special case. I was able to recruit right from the source. So, a few things. One, you're going to be executed at worst, or at best, spend life in a CIA prison in Eastern Europe. Two, this will be the last conversation you will have with another human being. And three, it really wasn't my fault that this whole situation happened, but I think you already recognize that.
I'm listening.
Mike, your government needed my contracts. They hired me to build this place, and worst of all, they created you.
Worst of all?
Yes, because when they create programs like this, there's no accountability. And when people never have to answer for the things they do...
People need to be protected. Sometimes it's necessary.
No, it's not. You're sitting in a cell because of it. Your life over. Because of something they did they'll never have to answer for. I can fix that. We can fix that.
How?
Make them accountable. I don't need Alpha Protocol anymore. It's going to be shut down, sanitized. But if selected footage reached the world about its presence, well, that might be the best for all parties.
What? So you can make new hostilities, drive up sales?
My role in this is already protected. You got my missiles back. Shahid is dead, and all your operations in Taipei, Moscow, Rome, it didn't change anything. I can give you freedom, a new lease on life, even a villa of your choosing anywhere in the world. All I need is your cooperation. So, is it a deal or not? A future or no future at all?
I've given it careful thought, and I think the words I'm looking for are... fuck off.
Disappointing. Although, one last thing I'm curious about. Since you have every angle covered, what happened to that footage, Mike? The one of the airliner you had in your possession?
It's safe.
Oh, you mean with Scarlet?
What?
You mean safe with Scarlet. That's who you gave it to.
I didn't say that.
No, she did when we asked. She's here, you know. She was resistant at first, but, well,
Bullshit, you don't have her here. She'd run circles around you.
perhaps both of us. I'll have her tortured if I have to, make no mistake about it. Who knows what sorts of secrets she could reveal. But enough about her. You've lost. All your efforts for nothing. You can't stop us.
If you say so. Who am I to contradict you?
You're a confident man, Agent Thornton, but there's no place for you to run now. Soon, all trace of this facility will be erased, and you along with it. After all, it never really existed in the first place.
Leland,
What is it?
you've got something on your tie.
Childish.
Maybe, but it's a start. A little taste of the humiliation to come.
If that's all you've left, Thornton, I overestimated you.
Of course you did. See, when all's said and done, you're gonna be the media's next best friend, Leland. I promise you.
Amusing.
Not really.
Well then, you'd best get to it, Mr. Thornton. You have an hour. I look forward to your efforts.